Hey, what's up, guys? Been a while since we did this.
That was
Welcome
jam.
to. That was a jam. It's been really easy to pick. Like new music's been coming out really nice. I don't know why it's been dropping so nice, but I like it. But yeah, anyway, welcome to season 2, episode 14 of Critical Builds. It's been a while. Hopefully, you guys are doing all right out there.
It's been a
It's been
while.
a Yeah, it's been a long. I know we skipped most of September, pretty much all of September. Not really doing one of these. We've all been kind of busy both in our building lives and our private lives, so we've just been all over the place. What's up, guys? We've got a bunch of people here on stream today. Let's start off with Dead Poet Society.
Say something else,
Oh,
Pat. Say something.
damn it, dude. Anyway,
It's
That was theater. That was art, man. This is my impersonation of
God damn, you
Nate.
can't show a
Fuck,
firearm on
fuck,
stream.
fuck
Take it down.
gunpla.
it's
Fuck
airsoft.
gunpla. It's not a firearm. This is a sidearm. Fuck all you guys in the gunpla community.
Oh fuck.
It's not even real, Pat. Stop it. Stop it. That was just me being, that one guy from Texas.
God damn it.
So anyway, welcome everybody. How you guys doing?
Thank you, Z. Thank you.
Yeah.
Next up, we got Brian.
Hey guys, how's it going? I'm just back from day 2 of New York City Comic Con. That was pretty fun. I didn't do like the whole day thing. Like there are people they're like real con people that will go for the entire day. I just can't do that. But I did have did a lot of fun when I was there. I got to visit with our mutual friend, Mr. Zach Bly from Galactic Toys, and all those
Nice.
guys. They're wonderful people to hang out with and talk to. It's a really good time. And what I really enjoyed today the most, I think, was flipping through old detective comics. That was pretty
Oh.
delicious. It was a good time.
Cool as fuck.
I'm happy to be here to talk about some models.
Hell yeah! Thank you, Brian. Thank you for joining us. And then finally, you got
What's up, guys? Welcome to the stream. Thanks for watching.
Can we talk about turds now?
Yeah,
we talk about that all the time. What do you mean now?
I want to talk about the turds that people made and then submitted to this fucking show.
Good God! All right, so this is our little panel tonight. No Kyle tonight. Hopefully, he recovers from getting bitten in the testicles by a snake.
Second time.
Second
Snake
time,
named
man. Like,
Scarlet.
he just didn't learn. Yeah, he didn't learn the first time.
He got He's got the Scarlet Letter.
Yeah, so you know what? Let's not waste any more time. People's time is precious. Thank you, you guys, for joining us. I see Ty Furious, Miko Pla, Lorenz, Saki Art, and Gumpla Joey. So thank you guys. I'm sure there's more out there, but we've you guys haven't said anything because you're lurking. But yeah, thank you for joining us. Let's not waste any time, and let's start with our first critique of the evening. From somebody who's not a stranger to this show.
Yes,
I
Lorenzo.
know that guy.
Yeah.
It is very common in the U.S.
Just
So
amongst
common,
our
man.
friend group.
Unbelievably so. Yeah, it's like every time I tell them wear some pants, and they're like, "Well, no, I don't want to do that. That's
He's out
for
there harvesting
that's for-
bananas,
that's
bottomless.
for losers and non exhibitors." So. All right, so so Ty Furious, at Ty Furious Ricardo, a good friend of the show. He has a show with Z they haven't done in a while called My Ties with Z and Guy. Hopefully that'll come back at some point in the near future. But for now, let's go ahead and take a look at his build. And this is, he didn't really give it a name. He called it the Magikarp Submission.
That's what I thought.
He says,
I'm flipping through this thing. It's really kind of fun.
So his build name / background goes, when Bandai came out with the big Magikarp, I instantly wanted to paint it as its shiny variant. All I wanted was a derpy yellow fish, but then my wife said I should put it in the fishbowl. It was such a good idea that I knew I was going to have to make a diorama. I didn't want to spend too much money, so I searched for a fish tank that was not only the right size but not too expensive. I ended up not finding the right fish tank, so I ended up creating the base from MDF and XFP foam. The large rocks are molded epoxy sculpt and various wooden scenic rock molds. The only thing I didn't really craft were the quote plants. Those are purchased. I did, however, cut those up and glue them together to make them look more dense to better hide the acrylic rod holding up the kit. The kit is pretty much a clamshell, so there are huge seam lines that need to be filled and sanded. The whiskers and fins sit really deep into the kit, and there still looks like there is a gaping hole even when when they are inserted. Gaping holes, and we all know about those. I probably should have epoxied the whiskers and fins to the kit, but I ended up only making the holes more shallow. I drilled the holes in the kit, and it's held up by an acrylic rod. When I drilled the rod, the bit lipped a little because there was a piece of plastic inside the kit. Pushed the drill aside. However, it ended up working out because it angles the fish up slightly, giving a better view. The whole kit is coated in Gaia Gloss Pearl to make it glisten. Let's go ahead and show that, and I'll give you guys a list of the paints that he used, which is really actually quite greatly appreciated because that's a lot of people don't really talk about that.
Snake bites and gaping holes. That's the problem with America today.
All right, so the paints he used were Gaia 005 Sunshine Yellow, a mix of 101 mix of Gaia 005 Sunshine Yellow and 001 Pure White, Anchoret 041 Far Deep Blue, Anchoret 037 Super White, Gaia GP04 Gloss Pearl, AK Interactive Ash Gray, AK Interactive Pale Gray, AK Interactive Ivory, AK Interactive Black, Ammo by MIG Slimy Grime Dark, and Ammo by MIG Slimy Grime Light. And then in terms of what he wants us to focus on, he just says, just let me know how doo-doo it is.
First off,
Well,
it's a doo-doo.
It's a doo-doo.
It's a
Yeah.
doo-doo.
I mean,
sometimes it makes good, sometimes it makes shit.
Yeah. Sometimes you make shit.
Sometimes it may be good, and sometimes it may be shit.
I actually like this a lot.
Yeah.
And I will. First thing that pops in my head, and I saw that your hole was drilled off center, and I want to know. And I think he's out there. Is he or no? He's not out there yet.
I saw he was on.
Oh, he is. I thought I saw him out there. Okay, Ricardo, if you're out there, did you just drill that with the whole size drill bit that you were going for, like the big size? Because a lot of times, if you're using a large size drill bit, especially when you're drilling plastic, it can do a lot of weird things. It can walk on you. But you said there was something inside that pushed it to side, or it caused it to drift a little bit. I understand that completely. There he is, Ty. What's up? You can get around that by pre-drilling with a very small drill first in your perfect center location, and then as soon as you have that central location drilled, then you can follow it with a larger drill bit. It's pretty straightforward. Started small and you work your way up. No shit.
Okay.
Yeah, half-inch drill bit does totally grip a lot. So a way around that is to use something that's called a stepper bit, and basically it's a step. It looks like a cone. It has a bunch of ridges on it, and each one of those ridges is a different diameter. The thing that makes this really good for this particular application, the reason this tool is that good, is because of the way that it's designed. It's designed to be basically two flutes, and it's used really, really well for doing things that are thin, like sheet metal and stuff like that, but it works great on plastic too. What it does is it doesn't have a hard rake. Like when normally your drill bits have like a point and an angle. There's a rake in there, and it'll catch and drag your drill bit in. These have no rake. Is flat, and it's a solid piece, so there isn't like a flute per se, and it'll drill it out nice and smooth. I didn't want to try to buy a stepper bit. There you go. Well then, or a rimmer.
A rimmer might be an alternative, but in terms of price, they're roughly the same, right?
Yeah. I where is everybody's head at in the stream today? Snake bites and testicles, gaping holes, and rimmers. What the fuck are we talking about today?
You set the precedent.
Sounds like a Wednesday night.
Yeah, right. This is gonna fly after dark.
I really so okay. Onto your build itself, Typhurious. I really like the fact that you added the Gaia Glass Poe, because I mean for those that don't know, in terms of like Pokemon games, this is the shiny variant, so they're very rare to find and catch. So the little shimmer that you get from the flaking of the Gaia Gloss Pearl really gives it well, for a lack of a better term, a glimmer. It's supposed to be a shiny variant. So really nice on that. Your yellow coat, your evenness of the yellow is really nice. Like fucking excellent. I mean, I know this is a very simple shape. It's not exactly filled with intricacies and corners and divots and all that stuff, but You did a really good job in making sure that you've surfaced the plastic properly and covered the reds that this thing is supposed to be, and then gave it this beautiful yellow color. And the fact that you've even got two different tones of it, and you've kind of given us a list of the paints that you used. Really nice, man. Really, really nice.
Kind of looks like
Yeah.
3 tone.
Yeah.
Hmm?
This is really nice. I love it. It's not a fail. It's not doo-doo. But I
So-
would like for you to complete this diorama and actually put it in a fishbowl and then fill it with resin
Yeah.
and then send it to me.
Of course.
All right.
So I'm trying to remember, but this thing is essentially like a clamshell, right? Where you just
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's like-
games are-
Yeah.
Yes,
and
like
I
an
know
airplane.
in your work in progress photos here, you're working on kind of making sure that this is nice and smooth, and you're getting your different colors and all that stuff. Like is this for me? Because I'm not familiar with the kit, but this is a seam line over here, right?
It looks like one.
No,
Or is
I
that
think
part
I
of
think it's on both
think so.
sides. I think there's two.
Yeah, I think it's part of the. It's like the belly of the fish.
Yeah.
Imprint.
Okay. Because I mean, I think that's one thing that jumps out to me, kind of like.
Well, you wouldn't see that.
It's
though.
off-center.
Like you saw how much he sanded on that. You can see it in the whip picture.
Yeah, go back to the whip pick.
it's
Yeah, he said now it's part of the
How
kit.
they're-
Yeah, you can see it. There's those 2 lines that
Are
run
these
down.
two
They're
right
like
here?
they're,
Oh, I
they're
see what you're
panel
saying.
lines. Yeah,
Mhm.
the panel
Okay.
lines.
What kind of fish has panel lines on it?
Magikarp?
Magikarp.
Magikarp or panel lines
Well,
on
think
the
about it
belly?
like belly. They're like belly scales. Like an animated dragon or whatever would have like belly scales. I get that. Yeah, you can see it there too.
Mhm.
So I can respect that.
Yeah, I mean, I think Z has the right idea of pouring resin into this and
Yeah.
and giving it like the actually being in the water looking.
I mean, even
Stuff
just
like
putting it in a fishbowl would sell it.
Yeah.
Pouring
Well,
that
totally.
much clear
Putting that much resin.
resin in there. How many pours is he gonna do? He's gonna have to do
You
like
would die.
70 pours or cook it
Yeah.
off. He'll explode the glass.
Yeah, I mean,
Too
this whole
hot.
even without the bowl, this whole effect is actually quite nice.
It's very nice.
One thing I would criticize this for is like I commended you for having the gloss pearl effect all over this thing, but you also put it in the mouth, which is kind of I mean, I would have for me personally, I would have mossed it off and not included that in there. That's just a personal thing, like just to give it that separation that that's the inside. It doesn't have to be.
Kind of looks like it's swimming over a lush shag carpet as well. Like your rocky bottom there, your bikini bottom there isn't really super sandy. But
Yeah.
I know you started from rough. You probably actually just dusted it off and sand and shit. So
I'd like to see some panel line in there, some like gray and the
Some
white.
wash.
Yeah, some wash and some brown in there. That'd probably be real nice.
So in
Yeah.
conclusion,
Excuse me.
go Z.
I was just gonna say, especially in the white, I would like to have seen a little bit of kind of
Yeah.
discoloration in the white. It's just very white and shiny.
Some gray
Wow.
panel lines would be nice.
Because I
It
think
is-
he did say he used a couple of finishers, like oil finishers, on the yellow.
Um,
In his work in progress, it almost looked like there was some pre-shading going on, right? And that
Yeah.
kind of disappeared.
yeah.
I think either that or your photographs just made it way too subtle and we couldn't see it. And then Tiberius says the mouth is the wettest place. Also, I looked at pictures trying to decide if I should make the mouth shiny. I mean,
First.
Some regular gloss instead of the pearl.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's just something to differentiate it from the outside of the whole thing, because like usually having everything in that one kind of pearly finish doesn't it makes it way too uniform, at least for me. That's more of a personal opinion.
And this
And
is
it-
just for me. Like, had I built this in the same colors and whatnot, I would have given it the third eye to make it the Simpsons fish,
Yes.
because that's what this
Yes.
thing reminds me of. But yeah,
Yeah, I mean, in conclusion, Tiberius, this was actually not doo-doo. It's actually quite good.
sorry.
yeah.
Quite
There's
solid.
really nothing to critique here.
Um,
Not
Yeah.
much at all.
One thing I would have did for the whiskers, I would have filled that
Mhm.
with putty and then mask it off in a different color.
Isn't it a different color already, or you just mean to remove
The
this
whiskers, yeah, to get the rim out of there.
Yeah.
Oh, we got rid of that.
Oh, straight up. So you would have just made it hard, like hard,
Yeah.
hard point, a hard point.
Yeah,
Okay.
just position it to where you want it, and then just
Yeah.
cool. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, but I mean, yeah. Otherwise, yeah, really solid build. I enjoy this. Looking through your photos, and even like looking through your work in progress photos, just like seeing stuff like this, I
Yeah,
really
you put in
enjoy.
work, bro.
You put
Yeah,
in the
it's
work.
rough.
You know, this could have just been so simple. You know, just a simple snap, and then you just repainted it to whatever color.
You just been
want.
like, my day is done.
Yeah, but this is really nice, man. Really well done. One thing is, please clean your keyboard, good sir.
Dust it right next
Yeah,
to it.
dust
Sanding.
Yeah, just clean it up a little bit brush, you know. But yeah, great work, man. If you guys don't follow Ty Furious, you know, at Ty Furious on Instagram,
Yeah, follow.
give him a follow. Solid
Nice.
builder, great dude,
Okay.
very nice guy. Yeah, very nice. And if you guys don't watch, please, whenever it comes back, My Ties with Zian Guy, will hopefully make it.
It's going to be great.
Check it
It's
out.
going to be great. Everyone's life just kind of took a turn for
Okay.
being super busy.
Mhm.
You know, Miguel was out there trying to pretend he's 6 feet tall and become a model. You know,
I totally forgot about that saga.
yeah, Drew's been working like 85 hours a day.
Yeah, well, that's true.
You know, but Colin's out there. Yo, Colin, man, what's up?
Yeah,
What up, Colin?
What's going
All
on?
right.
Let's
So-
get to the next.
Let's get to the next one. Finger snaps. Only finger snaps. Don't clap here. Finger snaps. All right. So next up is a new submission. So somebody who hasn't submitted before. This is the next critique, and it is from this gentleman right here at Hollow009. I don't know if that's Instagram or Facebook, so I just put IG. But if you guys look it up on both platforms, I'm sure you'll find it. He didn't really specify what this was for. So Hollow009 and his build name / background is a custom GM Sniper 2 build. The idea was to create a Splinter Cell Black Ops aesthetic. And then in terms of what he wants us to focus on, he goes, does the build do justice to the custom theme and the original theme as well? So let's go ahead and take a look at that. Who wants to start us off?
I feel like your name is an ode to Dark Souls.
He's a Hollow.
Nice.
Yeah, he's a hollow.
Nice. If so, you're amongst company here.
Yes, we all love Dark Souls here. Can't wait for Elden Ring.
I know. I need a new console.
Yeah. But onto the build.
This was the custom, right?
This is the sniper
Mhm.
custom.
Right. I'm familiar with this kit pretty tight.
I totally dig the idea. I think the green throws it off. It pops too hard. If it's like a stealth Splinter Cell type unit.
Yeah. I think if you had gone for a majority of mostly dark grays, and then just had pops of green here and there, where it's kind of like it's warning lights
Accent,
or
yeah.
accents. Yeah, it's just accent colors of the green here and there. This would have worked more for the theme that you were going for.
Yeah. I would have maybe like broke it up a little bit and not done just whole tone green. I would have done like 2 shades, like do a forest and then that Kelly green, and then add that wash because there's a dirty wash on it.
Yeah.
And I think that would like make it all look a little bit more cohesive because you do have the couple of tones of gray in there too, so it kind of like adds to the thing.
Yeah, I was gonna
Or
say.
even if you did it in a dark blue, like all the green was like a dark blue, I think it would have hit more.
Mm-hmm.
Or like a
Like
gray
at nighttime,
green, a gray green or an OD green would have
Yeah.
been more.
Yeah, like darker green. Yeah,
Yeah,
totally
there
see
it is.
that.
Olive drab.
All of
Yeah, there's
that,
a bunch of ODs. The thing is about OD is there's so many.
There's a lot.
I'm looking at 5 right now.
Yeah, throw them all in there.
So
Yeah.
the thing that I noticed about this thing is it's got a weird consistency, right? Like, so if you look at the gun has like Brian says, there's a wash to it, but the
Yeah.
rest of the kit doesn't really accentuate that. Like, it doesn't. It's almost like the gun was overwashed, whereas the kit was underwashed.
Mm.
Like, it's not like it's really clean in some spots, like on the thighs, on the knees. But then you've got like bits and pieces of the green that are washed, like on the feet, on the gun, parts of the sleeve. Even like if we zoom in on the sleeve a little bit, you can see it's kind of washed, but it's not on the same level as the gun itself. And then another thing that I also noticed is it's completely devoid of any kind of panel lining, much like Julio's comment on Ricardo's build. Like it's missing a lot of that detail that would have popped with a panel wash, like on this X, on the detail on the visor here, on just on the bits on the darker pieces, it would have really popped more. And then not the last thing. Well, another thing that I did also notice is on your black piece, or I guess dark gray or black pieces. The coverage of it is kind of spotty in parts. Like if you look here on the forearm, like there's like a very light shade of something. I don't know if that's dry brushing. I don't. It doesn't look like.
It might just be reflection.
It
No,
could be
I don't know.
reflection, but it's all matte. Right? It looks.
It's kind of
matte.
all over too. Like I don't know if he was trying like a modulation or, hey, this thing is a Black Ops sniper. He's covered in dirt, rolling around, and it's supposed to show that.
I think he hit it with those weathering pastels.
Okay. I mean, that could be the case. But even like now that we have like a different angle of it right here, you can see like it almost looks like a shade of.
It's like
it's almost like a pre-shade or a post-shade.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it's just, I think it's just looking at it, it's inconsistent if that was the goal, because it doesn't make sense with how you're thinking the light is hitting it, right? Because you have I was about to point at my screen, like you guys can see what I'm doing. It's been we were off for a month. I'm sorry, but if you look at the green areas right here, right, you have like the lighter shade, or what the lighter shade, like where the black and the green meet. But then you also have the light coming in from the at the bottom here. So if this was a post shade, it doesn't make logical sense. Yeah, it doesn't modulate, because now you have almost like two completely different light sources that doesn't make sense in like the grander scheme of it. But and then also one big stickler is when you're painting, move those joints.
Yeah, get them all sides.
Yeah, we all get that one.
Yeah.
It happens to me all the time. Every build.
It's happened a couple of times to me, and then every time I'm like, oh yeah, this looks good. Let's put it in a different pose to see how it looks.
Nope.
Let's keep it standing.
You have to get really good at being steady with the tiny brush and touching those up.
Yeah. And then finally, the other feature that you had was the LED kind of the LED feature with the backpack and the visor. I think those are really cool. Really cool. So what's the word for it? Not gimmick. I can't think of the
Accentuation.
Word. Yeah, I guess accentuation. Yeah, it's a really cool thing. If you are building this for a vignette or some kind of diorama, that would be a kind of a cool addition.
Yeah, if you can snake that wire in through the waist and throughout the leg, just to hide it and give it more of that realism. Because once people see those wires, they're like, oh.
I cannot believe how people react to these wires sometimes. It's like you offended my family with these.
Like, yo, calm down. Did you think that it was magic?
Or did you think that this was
in here?
Or if it's like not a finished picture or not a finished product, like it's not done.
Yeah.
Like this right now, that's on a rotational base that comes in every spray booth. I don't have one handy, but I've got one here. And it's like it's resting on a tin. It's like that's not the final pose for the thing. Like let it finish.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that like this isn't. This might be like a work in progress, like where he's not exactly finished with. Like he has more to do. But
that's not the custom. That's the 2.
Yeah, it's a Sniper 2.
Yeah.
It's a Sniper
I asked
2
if
custom.
it was the custom. No, it's a custom Sniper 2.
It's a custom Sniper 2.
Yeah,
I thought that's what you were
Sniper
going for.
Custom is a different kit that I know quite well.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry.
And I mean, I can't, because I'm not too familiar with you, Paulo. I'm not sure if this is like one of your first customs or anything like that. If you are just in the early stages, but it's just just a couple of things to kind of take care of. The consistency. If you're going for a shade, just make sure that it makes sense in the grander scheme. A couple of panel washes, and maybe some decals. Some decals would be nice too.
Yeah. Some like dark gray ones, maybe.
Yeah, some dark gray,
On those
on that
green?
green.
Yeah.
Just
White,
to, it's just to further not intensify, but to
Enhance,
further your
accentuate.
build from one level to another. It's just one additional step to make it look even better. Usually for me, like whenever I'm doing a custom or I'm doing a build, I think of those things that how can I make this look better than what I'm setting out for it to be, that kind of thing. So, Z, final thoughts, man. You look like you're lost. Oh, okay, gotcha. Okay, he's muted. All right, but if you guys don't follow him at Holo009, again, not sure if that's Instagram or Facebook.
We're gonna find out right now.
Yeah, so if you guys can find him, please do. And if you do can find him, give him a follow. He does. It looks like even if he's just starting his custom kind of journey, this is a decent build. So hopefully you can develop your skills more and bump it up.
Not
level
Instagram.
Not Instagram. Okay. All right. So as Z says, finger snaps. No, just me. Okay, gotcha. So thank you, Holland. All right. So next up, we got our first feature of the
Twitter.
evening. Let's see if we can find his name real quick and find his build. There it is. Okay, cool. And it is from at Gunpla Joey.
Okay.
I do believe he's also on YouTube. If you guys just search for Gunpla Joey, I'm pretty sure he put this build up on as a video, like kind of his process and stuff like that. And the build name / background for this build is the GN003 Spectre. The idea behind this build was to give the kit a more mechanical feel by removing the power ribbons and replacing them with mechanical bits. I also wanted to change the appearance in such a way that it was subtle enough that the mods, detail parts, and scrap lines seemed like they were always supposed to be there. I also wanted to make a darker, more stealth agent version of the Curios. This is the leading factor in choosing the paint and name for this build. Now, I'm not sure why you added what you wanted us to focus on, because this is a feature. But he says the overall appearance, paint, modifications, scribing work, and anything else that jumps out at you about it, even the bad stuff. This kit is a first for me, so constructive criticism is good for growth. So now I'm a little bit confused because maybe
it ain't a
meant
feature.
for it to be, maybe he meant for it to be a critique, but it ended up becoming maybe he may have accidentally selected it as a feature. But let's go ahead and share it.
Sounds like it's time for me to tear this thing apart. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I was just looking at it. Actually.
Yeah, it should be a critique. Gunpla Joey is not new to the building world, and he's got a successful channel. He's got a build team.
Be gentle.
Sponsors.
Okay, so we're gonna flip it then, because he says it's supposed to be a critique. So I'm gonna hide your name real quick. We're gonna change that to critique. There we go. And then we're gonna show it.
Got some hammered elements in here. It looks like something with the paint going on in certain parts that looks deliberate. It's deliberate, and I kind of like it.
Any specific parts?
Yeah, there's got some parts there on the torso. They're like a gun metal. They look almost like hammered. I was looking at this other view over here. The like the top of the weapon mounts for the later in the series. There's like some rocket launchers on the forearms. Like back there, you zoom in on that forearm. It looks like a hammered metal, and then on the mounts too, there's like either there is an obscene amount of dust on those particular parts, or it's intentional.
I think
it has to be intentional.
Yeah, it's got to be, because when I look at this, I keep thinking, man, the flaking on that is massive. Like, yeah, I don't know what that is, but
yeah, no, I bet that's hammered metal. I like it because it's used as to the proper effect. I think that's well done. Like,
I agree.
If you're going to use something like that, it's used very sparingly, and it's used on similar parts, and it's not like I just kind of like and then kind of like threw it on there. You like planed it out, and that shows a lot of good shit. In my book.
Starbright Metallic. Okay.
Oh, Starbright Iron. Okay.
Okay.
Joey, quick tip for you: if you're using Gaia Metallics, see if you can track down Gaia's Metallic Master. Yeah, the Metallic Master thinner. What that thinner does is it breaks down the metallic filament more, so that the flaking isn't so big So because obviously this is really more, you're wanting to use this for a scale model. You want those flakes to be as small as possible, and that metallic master does just that. So like whenever I use it a lot on Starbright Gold and Starbright Silver. It
Just
breaks it
use
down
that.
further. It's a beautiful finish. It's nice enough that I don't even have to touch it with any kind of clear coat or any kind of gloss coat to make it look shiny. It's nice. You don't really get to see that kind of that flaking that you normally see on metallic. So just a quick tip. Oh, he says he uses that. So
Yeah,
okay.
so it's nice.
So it might have been that in those sections it wasn't melted entirely, and there are chunks of it
Yeah,
left in there.
I like to use it in my ratio. That works for me. Is I use it on a 4-to-1 ratio, so 4 parts thinner, 1 part paint, just to maximize the breakage further.
This looks a hell of a lot better on a dark background too.
Yeah, the white
It's
is
washed
slowing
out.
it out. It's
Yeah,
like
it gets
overloading.
way washed
Yeah.
out.
One thing I will say, Joey, is your paint application is really nice. Like it's nice and smooth. Like
Oh
I'm
yeah,
not seeing,
look at that front skirt on the left hand side.
I'm looking at this. I'm thinking more. I'm thinking more of an overall level, right?
Sure,
So,
sure.
look at
I
this.
know. I'm taking the piss on him.
If you're looking at look at the gray blue kind of, that's all. That's a nice and smooth application. It's like
Interesting.
because obviously that's what's going to pop out at you the most, apart from the metallic parts. So the fact that you've got like a really smooth application of that is really well done. Also, and this isn't a criticism of your build, but like for some reason when I'm looking at the photos, there's like a really weird filter to it. I don't know if you guys are seeing it, but it almost looks like it's like
Yeah, for me it has like a weird like level. Like it's almost like the gain is turned up on it or something. Like
Yeah, contrast.
yeah, it's like it's very strange, especially when you're looking at it from the whites. Let me see if I can find the right photo.
yeah, like
Right
you lose a little
there.
bit of the fidelity in it. It seems a little
Yeah.
off.
Like if you look at if I zoom in like this, right, and
Mhm.
I know probably you guys won't see it on stream because there's a certain amount of quality loss when it comes to streaming, but it's almost like the edges
Yeah.
are softened,
Yeah.
right? When
Yeah,
they
it's like a lot of
shouldn't be.
noise.
Yeah, it's very strange. I'm not sure what's going on there, Joey. But
Oh, he says he only has his phone to take photos with. You know, there's a guy named Chris Pabs that does photography.
there were
using your
two
phone.
there are two videos on my channel, Joey. They're called Critical Learning. And the first episode really is more focused on mirrorless and DSLR cameras, but the second one is more focused on how to take photos with your phone and being able to keep that quality and that depth of field that a lot of people miss whenever they are just taking photos with their phone. So maybe I don't know if you've watched it or gandered at it, but there's like a certain amount of quality loss with
I
your
mean,
images.
maybe did you apply a filter after you took the picture? Like, how all those IG and phone filters and shit? Because that's what it looks like. It looks like the quality loss is coming from some sort of.
What
Yeah, it
I've
just
done in the
softens
past
up
when
all
I
the
do
edges.
like a white background, if the white background isn't completely perfect, I will adjust the the brightnesses and the. Hey, me! I thought the same thing, Ricardo.
You know what
But-
it is? It's because I just watched a trailer for the new Wes Anderson movie.
I don't know.
I can't think of the name right now.
Yeah.
The name escapes me.
Yeah.
So Joey, I don't know how many coats you're applying for all of your paint, but it feels like it might be a coat or two too thick, and then the flat coat over that is giving everything like a soft edge, and it feels like, I don't know, it doesn't feel like tangible, and everything feels like a stuffed animal, kind of.
Yeah,
like
that's what I'm
everything
saying,
is
like,
soft, you know.
For some reason, your edges are super soft. And
It's got
if
a
you
plushy feel to it.
if that's the result of your you adjusting to account for the background, look at different backgrounds. Like there are a ton of neutral backgrounds. If you can find like a gray background, a nice gray background, that might even help accentuate the darker colors even more. Because when you're using something as bright as this white, and if you're messing with the levels to make sure that this white is as neutral as it can get, um, the sudden contrast from the white background to your super dark suit, it's too jarring to the eye. Like, this is why we're saying that this dark image right here that you took is the best image that you've sent,
Yeah.
because it complements what you've taken, what you've built, and what you've painted. Whereas the white is just so jarring, like it's just boom, like
Yeah.
all in your face. And instead of looking at the build itself, you're looking at the white.
I hear you, Joey. I hear you. I am king of the dollar store foam boards. Julio saw my stack when he was at my spot. I used to have a bunch of them shits. They get dinged up. They're all fucked up. You get some weird ones. You get some shiny green ones occasionally. But
see, the one I used on Critical Learning.
Yeah, Joey, if you go to the second episode, right, of critical learning, there is there's like a list of things that I use for something. If I don't take photos with a photo box, there's like a PVC material that you can buy on Amazon. That's like, I don't know, $9-10. No creases, no, you don't have to worry about
That's awesome.
any kind of wrinkles on the piece, man. You just kind of lay it down, and when you're done, you roll it back up. You don't have to worry about ironing it out, steaming it out, or anything like that. It's a nice plastic material that you can just hang up, roll it down, plop your kit, and you can take photos as you wish. It's super simple, super cheap. You can get different sizes if you need bigger sizes or smaller sizes, depending on what you need. And it's yeah, man. I mean, you can get it from Amazon. The link is in the description of that video if you want to go check it out. Now, for some reason we're focusing on his photography. Let's focus on the build real quick before we do. Your scribe lines are great. Yeah. Honestly, your scribe lines are really nice.
I'm not familiar enough with the model to know what's what and who's who in America's high school students.
They're really nice. There is some weird kind of whitening around your scribes on the edging, so that might be, you might need to do a little bit more surface work to make sure that those valleys are not.
I feel like that's a product of the photo, adjusting, because you can see it on the heel of the model as well down there.
Right
like
here?
You can kind of see it right in there. Yeah, like on a part that isn't have a thing. You know, there's nothing. It goes against the black component, so I feel like that's a little bit of
yeah.
Like
there he goes. He confirms it's the editing.
Yeah.
Okay. So a little bit less editing and more, letting the kit speak for itself.
It's making those rims pop.
I feel you though on the. It's hard to take photos, man. I am not good. I am bad at taking photos. I am good at making models. I am bad at taking photos. I am the first person.
Joey, if you ever need help with taking photographs, man, without having to edit the shit out of them, just send me a message, man. I'm more than happy to kind of show you what I do, the ropes, and people, and anybody who's watched Critical Learning or watched me take photos of my builds can attest that I don't do any editing. There's zero edits. The only edit I ever do is putting my name on it, like putting in the name of the build and my name on it. I don't do any kind of. I don't bump up the saturation. I don't bump up any of the contrasting. I don't do any of that. Like, it's just, I take photos, I post them. Here you go. Enjoy.
Here you go.
There you go. You like it. But yeah, so back to your build. Great complementary colors. Great scribes. Nice and straight. The biggest takeaway, man, is just do less editing. Like, just don't edit your photos as much.
Less macros.
Nice. Edward, what up? Thanks,
stopping by to give a thumbs up, Pabs. Okay, thank you.
Thanks, I would say I want to give Joey a little feather in his cap on the decal amount and placement. It's a good amount of decals, and the placement is well done. I feel like it's like not too much, it's not too little. I feel like they're all in the right spot. Good shit.
Mm-hmm. Excellent. But yeah, so if you guys don't follow him, at Gunpla Joey, give him a follow, man. I know he also has a YouTube channel. If you guys search for Gunpla Joey, subscribe to him, like his videos. He does good work. All right.
Feels good, photo bad. Yeah, I think even the metallic, the Starbright is looking the way it is because of the editing.
That could be the case.
Yeah.
I'd love to see this without. I mean, I know you have some work in progress stuff out there, Joey, but if you have any non-edited images, I'd love to see it. Yeah, absolutely. All right, so that was technically a feature, but was supposed to be a critique, so we're
It
gonna
was
go
a fatigue.
a fatigue. Yeah. So let's go ahead and continue
It was a creature.
this. Let's continue this fucking train of critiques with I don't think he's submitted before, so let's if you guys remember or not. This gentleman at
Shaka.
Drop Builds.
Oh, there you go.
Oh yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, he has
Has he?
the Jeep, right?
No,
The-
that was Kobayashi, right? Kobayashi Zaku.
I think so.
That maybe it's Kobayashi, but I know Shaka Drop has.
He's definitely submitted before.
He's
yeah.
definitely he submitted before. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So Shaka Drop Builds Shaka Drop Builds on Instagram with the MG Dual Custom High Duck Unit 04. It's my quote experimental end quote take on the Dual, which is one of my favorite MG kits. Started as a very basic military scheme, but by accident I inverted some of the colors in Photoshop when I was designing the color scheme, and it clicked, changed completely my direction with it. Happy accidents. I know it's a hate it or love it color scheme, but in the end, it just needs to be a cool looking badass design. It does reference a bit more playful colors of 90s toys I grew up with, but without going completely ridiculous with it. As customs go, it was a bit of practice for me to see how complicated it is to design, model, and print some expansion parts. I love how the knee-shaped flows. Yeah, go ahead, Brian.
I was going to say that is where we've seen Shaka before. He has submitted some of his 3D printed work, and we've talked about it.
Okay. He continues on. I love how the knee shape flows on some version of the Victory Gundam, so I wanted to do something similar on the Dual to get a stronger silhouette. Added some skirts that work with the rest of the design, and of course a weapon to match. The weapon parts are made to slide over the default rifle it comes with. Used some green runner bits to make those transparent tanks underneath. Let's go ahead and share his build here. My bam.
I saw him build. He's in Zach Aurelius' Discord. I'm in there too, and I've seen this as it's been progressing along. It's good stuff. I love the colors on this thing.
If anything, Shaka man, you've built something that has definite shelf presence.
Yeah.
Like if you put this in the lineup of somebody's shelf, this would draw your eye to it. Like, oh damn, that's an interesting color scheme. That's an interesting looking kit. Where the hell do you get that?
Yeah, it's very like southwestern New Mexico kind of colors.
Yeah, I don't know if I should run from this or buy a turquoise pendant.
It's almost got a desert scheme, but not.
Yeah.
It feels like a Star Wars trooper in the desert.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's giving me vibes from when I used to play with the color shifters on Armored Core 2. And you could like play with all the different sliders and make all the fun
what up?
Well,
Cuervo?
look who made it.
It's Miguel Cuervo. He just came back from a photo shoot.
Miguel Cuervo.
So, Shaka, I really enjoyed going through these images. Honestly, like looking at it, zooming in, kind of making my notes and stuff like that. Like I love what you've done here, man. Like the additional parts that you've added to the Dual is fucking great. Honestly, like and you'll see here in the next couple of photos, like some of the 3D renders he did to give this thing. There we go.
Yes,
like the different silhouette. Yeah, really really cool. I mean, even like your
I love that
your concepting. It's so cool, man.
Yeah, there's if you find the one where it's the shot from like the back right shoulder, you can see that's the left shoulder.
No, I'm trying to find it.
Right there. And zoom in on the gun. Those are clear green runners in there as the like TGRI ooze containers or whatever, like the the energy capsules. I love that, man. That's so fun.
Yeah. Like you didn't miss a single beat here, man. Like I really enjoy. Like I mean, I can't say like enough. Like, the fact that you also have mixed finishes on here. You've got your obviously your matte armor parts, and you have your glossy reds. You have your overcoat greens. Just really complementary colors, which is really odd to say because these kind of colors really shouldn't go together the way you put them together. But yet here we are talking about how well they go together. It's really strange.
Yeah, like the
Um,
only time I've seen colors like this go well together is like on a custom car build where someone took a Lambo and they painted it desert camo and then put
Yep.
like anodized red wheels on it. You know?
You know what this
Yeah.
reminds me of, because he mentioned like the '80s toys he grew up with. It reminds me of a Transformers G2 color scheme, like something from G2 that somebody a toy designer at Hasbro went, you know what? Let's add these colors because it's a different color from its G1 variant, and then they release it, and they think it's not all that, but it's like a hot seller. Like it's a really nice color scheme. I don't know, man. This speaks to me. It's really, really well done. You have like the complementary browns and yellows, cream, and then anybody who puts green and red together, which I also have done. You immediately think of Christmas, but with this, I just think, oh, it's a it's to complement the more neutral shades of your main armor pieces.
This is definitely a holiday piece, though.
You saying it's more of a burnt orange than a red, though.
There you go. Robert Kurtz says, Hajduk infantry, 17th, 19th century often wore this color scheme. That's yeah. Really cool. And
I don't know
Loren
what that
says,
means, but I
Dragon
like it.
Clash.
Is that the the Hajduk? Isn't the French tanks? Is it?
One criticism I will give you, Shaka, and the fact that you've gone as far as printing parts for this, and I know you said you were kind of focusing on the silhouette, right? And I'll go to the first image right here. I feel like it's a little out of proportion because you have these massive shoulders and kind of the big chest, and then you have like really skinny legs, and it just I feel it to be a bit lacking, like in terms of mass in certain parts, because it's kind of like skinny legs, big torso, and it's kind of, I don't know, man. Like it doesn't. If I look at it as a silhouette, it doesn't exactly kind of meld well. Even though it is, the more you look at it, the more you kind of are familiar with it. It just doesn't flow for me personally.
I personally like it. I think that it's a very like, this is my gear. I gotta wear this gear, when I go into battle. It's shoulder fired, so there it goes. And I actually like this. I like it as a stray, so this is kind of same vibes where skinny legs, very fast, skip leg day at the gym kind of shit. My only critique for this would be it doesn't have a katana.
You guys saw was it Shrek 2 or 3 where the gingerbread man was running around for Christmas?
Yeah.
This is Shaka's gingerbread man. Like
I can see it. Yeah, I can see it. You got the cookie, and then you've got the red and green sprinkles.
It's a Starbucks holiday special.
Now, I will also say, right, in terms of execution, most of it is really well done. You do have a little bit of maybe not overspray, but you may have been a little bit heavy-handed with some of your overcoating on the green. It's most noticeable here on the gun, where this is looking a little bit thick, and the edges are looking a little bit not as sharp. Yeah, a little gummy. No big deal there. A little bit of what's the word for it? So a little bit of surface prep maybe on some of these other pieces where the edging is not as clean as it could be.
Sure. Yeah.
But dude, otherwise, this is fantastic.
Yeah, great build.
Great build. I mean, you guys got anything else to say? Or?
No, you can't. And Shaka is so fucking good. You really can't critique his stuff.
I will say that
fuck out of it.
I was mistaken, and Hajduk is an area of Hungary, and their infantry are just gentlemen wearing
beige
garments.
That's it. This is good stuff, though, man. Okay. Really nice. Really love it.
Yeah. It really shows that you put a lot of effort and thought into the builds that you do. Like, the fact that you designed this weapon to go over the Duel's original base design weapon is something to kind of definitely commend, because somebody would just any other person would kind of just design the weapon and print it out, and that's it. You don't have to worry about the.
Oh, those are 3D
Decals.
printed skirts. So those
Yeah,
those elements
that's
that you wish to have be cleaned up need to be they're 3D printed. So.
Yeah, so he went into the effort of removing any kind of lines or any kind of imperfections in there, but he just missed a couple of bits here and there. Yeah, that edge isn't as clean as I think it could be.
A little rough.
Yeah, just a little bit. Nothing. I don't think it's anything major. And then if you want to nitpick a little bit more, a little bit of overspray on some of the screen. But again, just we're nitpicking. So.
Oh
right,
yeah,
so,
I can pick nits.
But yeah, so at shakadrop.builds, please give him a follow, man. He fantastic work. But I can't say enough nice things about this. So please give him a follow. Let him know that he does good work, and none of it is doo doo. So
sorry, no doo doo.
No doo doo, man.
Zero doo doos.
Should have been critical features. Hey, it's Michael Dawson.
What up, Michael Dawson?
What up, Michael?
Where's my package?
All right, so next up, we're still on the critiques. So this is all critiques, man. Apparently, I didn't mean for it to happen that way, but that's just how it is. And this time it is from at Zafiro_Pla or Z3. I don't know.
Zephyr?
Zephyr
0?
Zephyr? Oh, I don't know.
Zephyr
I don't know. And the build name / background that he's given us is the MGRX78-2 GTO version G3 colors. Just basic panel lining and detailing with this one. And then what he wants us to focus on is the panel line design, painting, and photography. So nothing too. He didn't really give too much of a detailed thing to it, but that's fine. All right.
All three of those things suck here, so to me it's a fail.
Jesus Christ.
Zoom in.
Is that how we're starting?
I like the color scheme. I love the pop of the blue there. I'm a big fan of the kind of the muted colors with the grays and the shades of gray that are here. So, and G3 of course is one hell of a fucking kit. But
looks like there was a little bit of issue with some of this paint spraying. There might have been some splattering and stuff going on. It can happen if you have issues with dry tip or like pilling on the end of your airbrush.
Yeah, the finish is kind of questionable. The only time it's ever really happened to me is if I'm painting, and then my final like whatever clear coat I use as a top coat, I did through spray paint. And you have no control on how on rattle cans. There's no since I don't have any control upon how big those spray particles are, it can get either can't get into this texture.
I see what you're saying, Pabs, because it is kind of runs all over the unit.
Yeah, so if you look at
if
you look at the front skirts here, you can see it's it's all over that the light shine. Yeah, so since it's all over the place, and then obviously, and then as Brian mentioned, you have a little bit of splotching.
Yeah, that's what struck me instantly was those. Well, guys, I jumped out and I grabbed my eyeballs.
Yeah.
Look at me.
I'll say this much though, man. I liked your photography. It's a little inconsistent from one to the other. So you have this one right here that has this very dominant shine on the left, and then when you look at the rest of it, it's kind of more muted, a little bit too dark, maybe a tad underexposed. Then definitely something that maybe you should kind of add a softer light box or a softer light. Diffusing kind of more towards your backgrounds on the other side, just to give it a more evenness from one to the two. But you may have also been going for more dramatic shots. That's something that you can maybe explain. I don't think he's in the chat, but
for the G3, I would have picked something a little lighter blue, a little more pastel-y maybe. Selly blue.
Mhm.
Like
Yeah, it is a little
the
bit.
true blue, the like royal blue, feels out of place in a G3 color scheme to me.
This is more ultramarine.
Yeah,
Not for me. I like it. I like that it pops.
yeah.
It's in your face.
Would a separate shade of it been to complement it be
I
better?
think so.
Because it's all just one
Yeah.
blue.
I think so.
You're right.
Handred says magenta.
That's not how you spell it.
It's G, not J.
It's magenta. It's
Magenta.
Magenta.
I would have really
typical
liked
here.
some.
Magenta.
I would have liked some separation on some of this blue because, like, you have some lines there and some things that would have benefited from a separate, maybe a separate blue or even an addition of the gray, and even on the chest itself, it's all just that one block of dark gray.
Yeah.
Yeah, and does he use it on anything else other than that? Because this looks lighter than this.
Yeah, it
right?
looks like the darkest gray. Then maybe the shield is like
Maybe.
a shade lighter.
There's 3 shades of gray. Yeah.
Yeah, so there's 1, 2, and 3, and then most of this gray is just used on the torso. Maybe just like a really nice separation. I know you have it right here near the front of the chest, but there are spots that I think would have benefited from more separation.
You got a little bit of overspray in your masking, and your shield isn't popped in all the way.
It really isn't.
Yeah.
Look at that. It's kind of out of it. And also there's a weird kind of is that what you're talking about, the overspray?
No, on like the center chest piece, he's got
some. Here?
Yeah. Just a little bit came through.
You're also missing a panel line right here.
Could be the angle.
We'll just look at it from a different angle. Yeah, it's kind of there. But
it's there. It might be shallow.
Yeah.
It's weird that it's not there, like on this one.
Yeah.
Like at all.
Probably shallow.
It's too shallow.
Or uneven. It might be uneven.
Maybe. Yeah, that could be the case. I like the panel wash that you've applied into most places. Some spots are a little bit inconsistent. For example, where is it? I've lost it. It was somewhere on the leg, right here.
Yeah.
So it didn't kind of flow all the way.
You might have wiped it out.
Maybe, yeah. I mean, I personally wait, at least an hour to 2 hours before I start cleaning up my panel wash, just to make sure that the paint actually stays in there. I mean, the enamel thinner will always remove it, no matter what you do, or your lighter fluid will always remove it. But give that wash some time to kind of grip onto the surface
area. Yeah.
Yeah.
Set in. I really like the decal placement and like treatment. It's good stuff.
I do like that. Yeah. I think you just have to be a little bit more careful with your masking in general. Some of it is very sharp, some of it is very nice, obviously in the larger areas, but there's just a little bit of bleed here and there, man, that you kind of just have to be very careful of and be very wary of.
Get that panel deeper, and make sure you what is it with the masking? You chamfer your edges. What's it called?
I think so.
Like when you push them into the panel, the masking tape. What is that called?
I forget the name too. It escapes me. I use that method a lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just make sure it's right in there, man. Because and obviously always go. Make sure you press in that masking tape, because it's it's very susceptible, especially if you're doing it in small surface area. It'll lift. So just be careful.
Oh yeah.
But yeah. Overall, man, I really like what you've done. This is really great. Your photography is getting there for sure. Just be careful with some of your underexposure, and then in this lost of photo, there's a tad overexposure, especially on the torso here, and on the shoulder. Just something to kind of be wary of when you take photos. Maybe you need to diffuse the light a little bit more and add another light on the other side just to give it more evenness. But yeah, at this, I don't know how to say his name, Zafiro Pla.
Yeah.
Give him a follow, give him a look. Let him know that his G3 build was actually quite good.
Yeah, it was not a fail. Yeah, it's just attention to detail. Like there's just small things here and there, and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. All right.
It's time
What's
for
up,
another
Z?
feature. We're just featuring kits today. Come on, rip into something.
But the next one is actually a feature. I'll call it, what was it?
And I'm out of practice. I haven't been here for a long time. I don't know what to
All right.
do.
So yeah, so actually this is our first feature of the evening. We've been mostly positive. I'm sorry,
What up, Scuffle?
yeah. So it's so this is our first feature of the evening. It is
What
from
up, Shaq?
again, no
What up,
stranger to the
Scuffle?
show. At Otaku Dan.
Otaku Dan.
Dan.
Otaku Dan.
Decent human being.
Ice
good builder.
cream. Otaku Dan.
And his build name / background is: this was my submission for the USA Gunpla Builders contest, which got me second place this year. My main focus was on painting the white because if I didn't do it right, the aqua paint would have bled through. I didn't really want us to focus on anything, but he just wanted to show his build off. So let's go ahead and do that right now.
Likes the
Yeah.
butt.
Cue the shopping network music.
Yeah.
I can see why Mr. Meiji Kawaguchi kind of looked at this and is taken aback by it, because the Testament is such a dark kit with the reds and the yellows and the blacks. This is a very different change from the regular Testament.
Oh, this man said roasted. Yo,
Yeah, he said
all this
roasted.
white. I'm offended
That's-
by
yeah.
this.
That's
This is
my-
white supremacy right now. Why you did this to me, bro? This
honestly,
is systematic racism right here.
Are we switching to a critique now?
He said you
can
can critique it if you want.
critique it.
Oh, we're critiquing.
I would
this,
have added
okay,
a
so-
bit more of that blue. I would have added a little bit down by the feet, a little bit. But I do like it quite a bit, actually, with
Yeah,
that.
I
And I
do
don't
too.
mind that it is white on white on white. It is kind of a Mayo build, but
White on white.
White is
Yeah.
a good choice.
so-
it's just a lot of
It's
Yeah.
it's
Dan,
white. It's white
my
gray.
my biggest critique, man, is it's just one shade of white, and it's just all over.
white.
There's nothing. The green, is it greenish blue? Like
it's like a
turquoise?
teal. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a
teal.
teal. Yeah,
The
it's like
teal
the
it
same
uses
color as the
is-
CritiQual logo.
almost. Like when you look at it, right? That's the thing that your eye is going to be drawn to, because it's
It pops
essentially it's a blank. It's blank. It's white, and then obviously you have that
Fucking A,
pop.
Dan. Dan is
Um,
absolutely right. Dan's that guy, when he goes to the grocery store and a Hispanic person talks to him in Spanish, and he goes,
He's like,
"Sorry,
what?
I don't speak Spanish."
Excuse me, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It is a lot of white.
had a
I
roommate-
love white kits, and I love the two colors together. But had there been just like Pap said, just a couple other shades of white, or even like really light shades of gray in there. I know, like on the backpack, there's some dark gray, black there. Had you brought some of that, out in even the smaller parts of the kit, like the little, because I love this kit. This is the kit that got me started in Gundam competition, and perhaps kicked my ass with it. But yeah, man, this kit is one of those kits that has so many details that even if you go with a white build, you can still highlight an accent. And I think it's just, that would be the only thing I would really change.
Dan, even if you went with this all white, which you did obviously, if you went with this all white, even just a breakup using decals would have really benefited from this
I was gonna
so
say
much.
some decals and some pre-shade, some like cool blue pre-shade underneath all this would have looked wild, dude.
Later, Michael.
Hot.
Have a good night, man.
Well,
Later, Mike.
Yep. Have a good night, Michael.
Oh, you
let me
submitted
see
these
here.
pictures too?
I figured, because since you sent 5, I figured these were the same ones that you sent. You sent them over. But again, I can see why Kawaguchi chose this, why the Gooch was like, oh, this is because I'm guessing he knows the Testament, he knows the color scheme of the Testament, and it was colored to this extreme opposite of what the Testament actually is. I can see it. I just wish there was something more to break it up.
Yeah, like it kind of goes to the same thing. Like the winner of the the Japan show one, the last one, you can see like the all white. Definitely has a kind of a feel of it's something upper, more classy, regal, right?
Yeah.
And like dream-esque. And as you see the winner from the last competition, the same kind of concept of so I can see why he would be like, oh yeah, hey, this that's kind of where his taste is right now. Yeah.
Like gray? I mean, like gray.
He says the feet were not white. I wish the feet were not white, and then I think Dan is commenting back like gray.
Oh, like gray? Yeah, just to break it up. Just break it up a little.
Even a little bit. Like if the cap, like the top part of the foot that goes between the sole and then the tongue, we'll call it, for the shoe there, that middle part, that was gray. That would help it.
Later, Joey.
Break it up.
With a
like
nice,
I'll give you
blue.
Later, Joey.
Type print on one of the legs,
Yeah, Joey.
maybe. Later, Joey.
Yeah, I'll give you an example here. I'll give you an example here, Dan. Like Brian said, like having this area in between right here, a different shade of gray would be nice. Like even having your kind of what did you say, the teal color right here on this vent would have been nice. A different shade right here on this front shin, because the Testament has so many different depth of details.
Yeah, there's a bunch of different elements, a bunch of different panels and intersecting planes and faces that allow you to do a lot with it. I see that you did. You can see that he didn't just do one tone of white. It looks like there's at least two.
Yeah.
But before you get to the gray, but that just may be my eye playing with me, or I want it to be that way. But yeah, I dealt with that a little bit. Even just the bazooka that I just finished earlier today, I picked 3 grays, and 2 of the grays were almost fucking identical.
This is, like Robert says in the chat, like how you sometimes see like the builds where folks they do like really heavy black pre-shading and then do the white over it. In this situation, not that I like that look. In this situation, maybe some of that kind of like modulation kind of look, or pre-shade look would have definitely made the white separate itself even.
And here's kind of the pitfall of having a very predominantly white build. You have to make sure your panel wash cleanup is on point, because it's very easy to pick out where cleanup is not as paid attention to. Yeah, it's very easy to see that. That's kind of like especially here in this where I'm highlighting. It's like you just got to be more careful in that sense. And then I'm all for the customizing, but then never forget your basics. Your basic kind of mold line removal and all that nubs and stuff, man. Just stuff like don't forget some of that stuff, especially when you're wanting to enter this into a competition. But
even if it's on ABS, like get yourself a ceramic scraper. It'll help you out a lot.
Yeah. And then I for something that's mostly predominantly white, I do enjoy this kit.
Just turn off the porn once in a while, Dan, while you're building. All right.
Didn't even notice it.
Hey man, that's why I didn't notice it either. So.
And Scuffle is very right. This definitely has a very old school 40s and 50s kind of automobile, the pastel kind of vibe. Yeah.
Dude, it's good. I love them. I can't help it, man.
They're good.
No commissions, bro. Good. I mean, I do commissions, but I'm not on commission.
Go back, Pebs, to that one where it's on the shelf.
On the shelf, this one?
Zoom into that arm.
Zoom in on me.
The other one.
There's two arms.
Zoom in on the right arm, left arm. What is it?
Go down towards the wrist.
Meow.
Ooh, look at that seam line.
Oh, yeah, the
Boy.
Yeah,
What I would do is
bold.
I would take advantage of that and turn it into a
Put
panel.
another one on the other side.
Yeah, exactly. Put one on the other side and mash it out, and then line it, and then be done.
Truth.
What I would do is add a panel washer to this part right here.
Yeah.
Give it some
Yeah.
separation. Man. That's my biggest criticism of this, Dan, is that it just needs some separation. Like, having an all white kit is I mean, you pulled off a really good job here, like of having
Yeah.
something.
All the
white.
white is even.
Yeah.
Solid
it's just,
white.
It's just the small things that kind of that we kind of have to kind of pick at, because like some of the basic stuff was kind of overlooked, and the washing, the cleanup was kind of rushed. I'm guessing you ran out of time as you were doing this, so
Situation normal.
Yeah.
every day.
Yeah. That's why I was up until 2 in the morning and 1 in the
This is
morning
good stuff,
respectively
man.
the last 2 nights.
It happens, man. It happens.
There was application was real nice. It doesn't look like anything popped on you too hard. The overcoat, top coat.
There you go.
Not bad.
Built in 7 days.
Yeah, you definitely overlook shit.
Understood. Done that. Been there.
Yo, Sadako gave you a call after watching that video, and you're like, I'm gonna finish this build before that happens.
What's this?
And this was
Before,
this
that's
was before he
even
moved.
worse. That's even worse.
Lord have mercy on
You
you.
had that.
My
lean move.
condolences, brother. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Good job, Dan.
Yeah, nice work, man.
Really good.
Yeah, good job.
You'll go get another one and do it in black and like red.
Yo, I see. I want you, Dan, I want you to submit this strike freedom in the background here as a complete opposite of what you've done to the Testament, because it's black and blue. I want to see it. Show it to
Oh,
us.
see.
Show me. But yeah, so if you guys don't follow him, I'm sure you do. Otaku Dan, really great guy, good builder. Show him some love, man.
Yeah.
Fucking
Give
excellent.
him a follow. Raise his dopamine levels.
Also goes by the same name on
All the socials.
Pornhub community. So check it out.
Sure.
I don't want to
I
go
guess.
see Dan's
I don't know.
porn. I don't want to see that.
All right. So I was gonna say, let's go ahead and flip the script back to a critique, but almost every single thing
It's been
so
a critique.
far has been a critique.
Yeah.
So let's continue this fucking train wreck of.
It's not a train wreck because this has all been decent work. Like this is good stuff. Yeah.
I'm not saying that the work that we've shown so far has been a train wreck. It's just been like, usually we do like 2 critiques and then the feature, but these are open critiques. There's one after the other.
Because it's constructive criticism. It's like,
I'd like to
word,
think
I
that
can,
this show has been going. It's been such a good series, an ongoing series, that everyone's a great builder now. So it's harder to find people's mistakes.
Good.
Let's
I definitely see people.
That's great.
improve.
Let's
I was
fucking
still-
take credit for that.
I
Right?
was talking to people at Comic-Con today
I
about
don't think
the
it was
show.
me. It's all Brian and Babs.
I was like, tune in on CritiQual builds. Go
We'll make
from
business
somebody, Chris
cards.
Patchen, and they're like, who? What? You did what? And they're like, both of them had like RG Neo Xeons, and the other guy had like a Core Gundam, and I was like, oh, Core Gundam, really cool. Like, we're running a contest right now. We're custom Core Gundams. If you just put it together, like the next 5 days.
Yeah, it's submitted.
Yo,
Yeah.
people will message me like, why the hell is the deadline so tight? I'm like, dude, this thing's been going on for a year.
I know. We've been doing it for a long time.
It's been a minute.
And mine still hasn't even started yet. Imagine that.
Verzi.
All right,
Well,
so
Verzi-
Almost. I think
Let's
it's
go-
a prime. It's not quite a Verzi.
Yeah.
let's go ahead and move on to the next critique. And this one is he just left. I feel kind of sad, or feel kind of bad. But it is from at Superset5, Mr.
Wait,
Michael
oh
Boston.
Oh.
He just left.
He
so
just
I'm like,
left.
damn.
Call
He's
back.
just
I'm
talking
sorry,
about
Michael.
he is jamming on his Delta, and he's going to submit that soon. So he really wants to have another one. So there'll be another one coming up. So
Oh, I mean, okay, yeah. So, Michael Dawson, I'm sorry. Just watch the replay. You'll see what we talk about it. Yeah. So, let's go ahead and talk about his build real quick. So he says that this is a work in progress update of something he submitted in the past recently. He says, I wanted colors that could be considered for urban warfare and also space warfare. And he wants us to focus on his decal placement. So let's go ahead and share.
This is the Delta.
This is the Delta.
Oh,
This is
oh,
the Delta. Yeah.
yo.
So
Mhm.
so he's gonna finish this and then submit it as a final thing. So
Okay, great.
he's come a long way.
Yeah.
Very long way.
From the
Yeah, dude.
first piece he showed?
Yep.
What?
I've had a handful of conversations with Mr. Dawson about camouflage. So
Look
it's
at
very
that.
similar.
Look at that smooth.
It looks like it's paying off in dividends.
Yeah,
There's no
definitely.
stepping. I love it.
Yeah, exactly. That was one of my biggest things was the stepping. He had some issues with that. It looks really clean, right? It looks almost like it
Yeah.
was the plastic was molded with those colors in it. He did a really good job.
Yeah. Good stuff, Mikey.
Oh, excellent reliance. Excellent.
Yeah, like do you remember when he showed us the rough?
It was a
Draft
shield,
of
I
this.
think it was.
Yeah, it was the
Yeah.
shield, you're right.
It was a shield, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it's definitely come a long way. I mean, you know, your
Mhm.
camo placement is great. Your decal placement is very good and makes sense
Mhm.
in the grander scheme of it all, right? Once you see this all together, I think
Exactly.
it'll look very great, very
Bro, a
good.
flat coat on this? Oh, man.
No
Killing me.
sensors in the armpit. Smelling the pits.
The sense pits. All right, fucking sense
I can't wait to
pits.
see that again.
I will say just be very careful with bleeding on your masking because we are getting a little bit of that in certain parts, right? So you know, on the head here, for example, and then but otherwise, man, like you know, even the fact that there is no stepping, you're being very
Yeah.
careful. Your trigger control here is very very good. Like that's something that anybody who's seen anybody do camo, even people who've been doing this for 20 years, like still do it. Like they're just a little too heavy handed, and you see that step between the two
It's
colors.
thick,
Oh,
yeah.
now you gotta sand that down a little bit and make sure that's.
Or
not
if you have
sticking
like,
out.
for me, it's always been like there's one fucking color that's a bitch.
Yeah.
It doesn't want to spray right for whatever fucking reason. I'm like, oh, I want to use the mustard color from Golden. This one that's fucking nickel azo yellow. I wanted to use this one, and it was like, oh, I'm just gonna mix like a fucking total asshole. Fuck you, Brian. Ah, come on, man.
I want to refund Ryan.
So
Yeah.
let's talk real quick about your decals because I think placement is good. There is I feel like a little bit of silvering in some spots, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm sure-
Yeah, you can definitely see it there on the RA, yeah, big time. And then there's a step above that, or on the not a stepper, but up on that one above it. Yeah, the warning. You can see it on that top side. There's some
I think
silvering.
that's really more to do with whoever made this decal.
Yeah.
Cartograph. How dare you?
He's not even here. You don't care.
You know,
No,
Or
I mean, Cartograph technically made
decals.
decals.
Yeah, like as far as decals go, you know, on a build like this, and they don't exist for unfortunately for Gundam, but like low vis decals. So if you build aircraft and armor, you can get decals in regular visibility or low visibility.
Mhm.
In shades of grays and things like that, low vis decals definitely, at least in my opinion, look a lot better and they don't stand out as much. That's hence called low vis. I think those would work so much better with this kind of color scheme than like you guys
I
said.
will
Then
say
like that
my-
white, you mean?
Yeah,
Because
like
the white is real
Yeah, the
strong.
white-
Is
stark, yeah.
too stark. Yeah.
I've been trying to get Tim to make yellow decals for years now. He fucking won't do it.
I will say, Michael, be very careful with how close some of these decals are to one another. You could overload a piece with too many things at once in terms of like the decal size. Like for example, on this head, this
That's a lot.
EFSF logo right next to this logo right here, it's just a little too
Yeah, that's from
close together, and
it's two different decals too. One's
Yeah.
the Mecha and one's the Bandai.
it's like you got to think about why these decals are being placed where they're being placed. You know what I mean? Like you just have to kind of have to kind of visualize it in your head. Like, okay, so this decal is here because they want to represent this. So then, if that is going to be over there, where would they then place a different kind of decal, and what would that represent? You just have to kind of visualize and go through it step by step. What I personally like to do is I like to block out my decals. So I always start with the biggest decals that I'm going to apply, and then kind of in terms of placing that, like where that's going to go, and then I go on to the next biggest, right, and then the next biggest, all the way down to the smallest one, and that way I'm not repeating decals for one, and then secondly, in terms of placement, it helps me kind of break down where things are going to go, and it doesn't, I don't get this kind of issue of this thing's too close together, or they don't make sense being next to each other and stuff like that, or I'm not repeating the big decals that are all over the place.
The placement of the EF/SF along that camo gets it lost a little bit.
Yeah, it does kind of.
If you would have kept all of it in the darker area and maybe just cut the 005 and put that closer towards the bottom of the helmet, I think it would look pretty cool. Just to have that whole blocked out in there.
Oh man, Miguel, you didn't miss anything, man. I'm just trying to paint a PG granddaddy in some like Gen 3 colors and kit bashing it with us.
Yes, that's exactly what happened.
Yeah.
And then Scuffle says, this decal that says urination here prohibited during activation is placed there to warn of serious burns from steamed urine when the engine is running. You're welcome. Warranty voided.
You pissed on the engine.
What were you expecting?
We're not going to fix this.
I think otherwise, man, we've seen. I think I feel like I've seen this build, the pieces of this build enough to kind of see where you're going with it. I just want to see it put together at this point.
Yeah, he said. In the chat, he said it's just about done.
Yeah, so I'd love to see it, man. I'd love to see the final pieces. I want to see everything all nice and cohesive. Hopefully, with the pieces that you had sent us the first time you submitted this build, we can see how much improvement there has been from that step to this step. So hopefully we get to see more. We want to see the whole thing. Please submit that. Yeah, really, really nice job, dude.
Yeah, yeah. Came a long way, Mike.
Yeah,
Long way.
Step it up.
So please give him a follow at Superset5. Michael Dawson always has like 500 projects going on, so hopefully he can focus enough to finish this one. And hopefully we get to see it on a future episode of Critical Builds very soon. All right.
Hey, even I finish a project from time to time.
Every now and then, yeah. All right. So finally, we are on to our last submission of the day, and this one is, I promise you, a fucking feature.
We are out of time, Babs.
No, we're not out of time.
5 minutes.
5 minutes. All right. And this is from somebody, again, not a stranger to the show, at mech_case. Nick over there in, where is it? Where is Nick from?
California,
man.
Californians.
California.
And, his build name / background is the MOE-4S snack guy. And then if there's any, that's pretty much it, the description. And then asking if there's anything he wants us to focus on. He says, name all the foods used, boys, not including the ones in the fridge. Bonus for all the phrases on the candy heart decals. So let's go ahead and share it real quick.
All right. Let's see.
Oh,
He's in Long Island? Mech Case is in Long Island?
Get out of here. I'm about to go rob his ass.
The fuck?
Oh, he's not in Long Island.
Is he Long Beach? This is different.
Yeah, maybe he's in Long Beach. Legend has it he's one of the last few 49ers left. Still mining for gold out there.
That's weird. It's not sharing.
Wow.
There we go. I got it.
Oh. Okay, so it's watermelon. It's a peanut.
Looks like a waffle cone down there at the bottom.
Yeah, waffle cone or a peanut. Sweet tarts.
Yeah.
It looks like almost feeling like we got some rocket pop action going on with that foot on the other side, but it may just be some sort of sorbet swirl.
Yeah, it looks like a candy cane, maybe. Candy cane.
It's a feature, right?
Yes.
It's a feature.
Yeah, it's a feature.
But we're supposed to guess the foods.
We're supposed to guess at the foods.
Okay.
I don't know what the right or the watermelon arm I get. What's the other one?
Oh, nice. No, Zaku, my boy. Say Marks too.
And then Scuffle is asking, was this painted in the scheme of all the leftover snacks in this cabinet?
Yeah. That's got to be something chocolate dip, like a chocolate dip banana.
What is?
I feel
what
like
is
it's
the
one of
head?
those cookies like
Smarties.
that Keebler makes, right? Where you could like they had the hole and they're like a chocolate dip on the bottom, and they had the stripes on them, and they had the hole in the center, right?
Yeah.
They were real hype back in the day.
I love this.
Yeah, they're good, right? Yeah.
The stripe, fudge stripes,
What?
right?
Yeah,
I want to
yeah,
know
yeah,
what the
fudge stripe from
what
Keebler.
what is the head?
Peanut butter Reese's.
You think it's Reese's?
I don't
No.
know.
Reese's cup?
Maybe.
Wait,
It's
it's
too
brown
No.
and peanut butter. It's white.
Dude, it's
No,
a
it's-
motherfucking Oreo.
Oh no!
Okay, that's a weird ass Oreo. It's too brown.
How many
Yeah.
Oreos have you seen, Pabs?
I've
It's a
seen
macaroon.
two.
It's a
I've seen
macaroon.
2 Oreos, he says.
Yeah. The head is a
Okay.
nut butter. A nutter
No.
butter? No.
Not
Is
a
it?
butter?
No.
I was gonna say.
Yeah, it could be a Ferrero Rocher.
Oh yeah, could be Rocher. Right on, right on.
Wow.
You know, everything besides that mayonnaise is sugar. Everything in there was sugar.
Yeah, like the torso is Smarties for sure.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I don't know, man.
The backpacks are those Valentine's candies.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
sweet
that's the
ones.
Valentine's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't tell. I don't know.
The
Jolly.
These
leg
are,
feels
these,
like a
are these
peppermint.
American candies? I don't know those.
Yes, these
Yes.
are all American.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know
Is-
any of those.
Is Valentine's
Hershey's.
Day an American holiday?
It might as well be.
It is.
Very nice.
I really like the shading you did to the.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
like the good work of it.
Really cool. Also the watermelon shading. Nice airbrush control, good sir.
Yeah.
Yeah.
exactly. Good
And this is a shout out to Dumpla because this is certainly Dumpla inspired.
I will give you one criticism, Nick. Please clean your fridge. I don't like the condensation on this gloss shelf. Please just give that a good wipe. You know. Just,
Yeah, and if you're gonna go with IBC cream soda, that's the better drink, not the black cherry.
And throw
I'm-
those
I'm-
Fantas
I'm-
I
out.
like the
I'm
Fanta though.
impartial to Fantas. Yeah, the Fantas
I like the
is
Fanta.
Throw them out. Go get Sprite.
You can tell Medcase is white because he's got a lot of mayonnaise there.
good.
What's wrong with mayo?
Yeah, I've been on
Nothing.
quite the mayo kick
Nothing.
actually recently.
Hellman's
It's quite
not even
savory,
generic.
it's nice.
It's not even generic. It's Hellman's.
Yeah, that's the good shit.
That's
Real
what I use.
mayonnaise.
That's what you gotta use. The real shit. So it doesn't in a
Real.
jar. I'm all bougie and I use a squeezy bottle.
Yeah, you know what? I think Andrew is right. I would have loved to have seen like like the Coke cans for the,
Oh,
the
yeah.
boosters. That
Mm.
would have been cool.
Or a Coke and a Pepsi.
Yeah, Coke and a Pepsi or an RC Cola in one. You go for the go for the cheaper shit.
Miguel, that's
Um,
not ketchup. That's sauce.
It's sauce.
Sauce.
It's sauce, all right.
Oh man.
Butter.
Butter.
Jeez. It's butter, buddy. Is
Also,
that pickles? Is that
yeah.
pickles?
this might be good, but I don't know. It's hard to see.
Those are
Um,
pickles, yeah.
He also didn't skimp out. You know, got the Heinz with the
Yeah.
upside down bowl. You know, so you don't get that watery shit.
I
That's
want
still
to say
get
that,
water
that
in it.
jar of pickles is actually from Stop and Shop.
Stop and Shop. Yeah.
Potentially.
I would have.
Or ShopRite. It could be
For the
ShopRite.
That's not
ketchup?
sauce. That's gravy.
That's gravy, exactly.
It's
but I would
gravy
have
for
splurged on the
hamburgers.
catsup instead of the ketchup. Catsup.
Catsup.
Oh, Hunt's catsup.
Catsup. I like it though, man. Show us more of your
Yeah, good
fridge.
stuff.
Yeah, I want
Show us
more
more of
fridge
your
picks,
fridge.
please.
What else is in there?
I'll send you mine.
Um,
You send me yours.
So weird. So weird.
It's not wrong.
Banana
I have
cake
some in my
your
fridge.
Yeah.
Pabs
love
is
banana.
weird sometimes, man. Jeez.
Yeah, my neighbor upstairs trying to get me to try quack quack.
Quick. Oh,
Quack.
God, it's so
I was
good.
like, I don't know what that is, but it sounds a little
It's-
quack.
It's egg with deep fried batter.
Yeah,
like a
and then he
boiled
said you
egg.
dip it in stuff. I was like, okay. I'm like, as long as it's
Yeah,
not balut, I'll eat
A
it.
little bit of vinegar, some soy sauce, some chilies in there, a little bit of garlic. Oh, legend.
All right, we say no,
Legend.
bro.
I'm hungry.
Hi, Laura K.
Oh,
What up?
that's my wife.
Critical snacks.
Yeah.
You're right, Donald.
What up?
Well, as long as you're here, Laura, we'd love some quack quack.
Oh boy. But yeah, so Nick, this is a very interesting build. I'm sure it is inspired by something. I'm not sure what. Uh, but
Hunger.
great work. I like it.
Halloween.
Very
Snack
creative.
time.
I want to know what the neck is. What's the neck?
Mint
Dude,
chocolate
Miguel,
chip.
it's just build halal. This build is 99% halal. And funny story, like today, I got a box in the mail from my new employer. I'm going to be starting work on Tuesday, and it was like a welcome aboard package, right? But it was like one of those pre-box ones that you just find some company that sends them out. It had
Mhm.
cheese and crackers and mustard and summer fucking sausage.
Wow.
I was like, know your
Nice.
fucking audience, guys. Can't eat the pork.
Wow.
That just reminds me of when Miguel said, "Is this built halal?" It
Yeah.
reminds me of that video with Uncle Roger. Is it Uncle Roger? Yeah. Where he's
Oh.
he's at the food vendor thing. He's sitting there, he's like, "Hello,
Oh.
hello, what can I get for you?" He's like, "Can I get some fried rice and some pork, please?" And he goes, "Okay, good choice, good choice." And then the guy goes, "Is this halal?" And the Uncle Roger's face is like, "Huh?"
Well, I mean, Brooklyn, you know, like Julio, you eat
Yeah,
the
chicken over rice and
cheesesteaks,
shit.
the cheesesteaks, right? Not that there's a very famous sandwich in Harlem. I think it's called
The chopped cheese.
the chopped cheese. The chopped
yeah.
cheese. It's run by a Muslim guy, but you can get any kind of pork you fucking want on your sandwich.
Yeah,
Sure.
put anything on there.
Oh yeah, but it is a great
Got money?
sandwich. Such a good.
All right.
Yo, Z, if that summer sausage says beef in the name at all, then it's all beef. There's no pork.
Yeah, it was. I read the ingredients because I was like, damn, I do like me some summer sausage when it's like
Right.
venison, right?
Yeah,
Like when
back in the sand.
right?
Yes.
Because Wisconsin is right there, and
Mhm. Yeah, just stones
so-
throw away.
exactly. And I was like, oh
Mhm.
man, I hope this is beef, and it's like pork and beef. I was like, duh!
Dang.
I took it and I chucked it. I'm like, hopefully this lands somewhere in Hobart, Indiana, and Kyle gets to enjoy it.
Kyle,
So
you can eat the meat.
he's like, "Oh, come on." But yeah, so that at Meg_case, please give him a follow. I know he also has a couple of products that people can buy if they want to. A couple of 3D printed hands, a couple of 3D printed.
Oh, right.
detail
Yeah, those are cool.
cards. So yeah, very cool stuff. Give him a look, see what he has available. And anything that he makes usually at least intensifies a lot of people's builds. And I know currently he's building or he's printing up a Evangelion head
Yeah.
for the Cerulean project, which we'll also talk about very briefly here in a second. But yeah, so give him a follow, man. Nick, interesting build. Show us the rest of your fridge. Thank you. All right.
Yep. Charlotte
So
Daddy.
with that is the last submission of the evening. Let's talk real quick about the Cerulean project. So for those that don't know, our friend Johnny, aka the Salty Robot, is doing a kind of an art book where builders can submit their builds. He says that submission is still open as long as you can finish your build by November 1st, which is the deadline. So if you guys are interested, head over to the ceruleanproject.com. The theme of this year's build, because he's done it the year prior, is purple. So any purple builds that that you guys are inspired by or want to build, submit it to the Cerulean project. It's for a good cause. It's for it's for mental health. It's for the Trevor project. It's again, mental health is such a taboo subject for a lot of people that some people don't even recognize it as an issue, and it is a real issue that a lot of people, us included, go through all the time. So definitely, let's remove that stigma from that subject. Let's get to a point where we can talk about it as openly and as together as possible. And that's my little spiel on it. Just check them out. There's also some merchandise on there, some really cool T-shirts on there that I might pick up for myself eventually. Real good stuff. So the website is theceruleanproject.com. Check him out. Johnny always doing good things, man. Thank
this
you.
cool beanie and shirt are not available at the website.
It is not, unfortunately. But yeah, let's go ahead and put a bow on this. Let's finish this up real quick. Let's do a quick roundtable with the people on stream, starting with Brian over here.
Hi, buddy. Bye, everybody. It's been a great
Thank
show.
you, Brian.
We saw a lot of cool stuff. We expected to be critiquing the things that didn't need critiquing, and we critiqued the things that wanted to be featured. So, what a weird world we live in. It's been a pleasure.
It's the upside down. But thank you, Brian. Thank you for being here, man. Thank you for showing up. Next up, on the other side of the fucking river.
I really appreciate you guys putting this shit in your body and then pushing it out so that I could see this with my eyes. I really enjoyed it. It was great. Thank you all for submitting. Please submit some more. I can't wait to look at all the crevices in your doo-doo.
Thank you. Thank you, Julio. Appreciate
Oh
that.
my goodness.
Z, bring it home.
Yeah, Miguel, fuck you, bro. Okay. So good catching up with you as well, Hendren. And yeah, guys, I mean, please give me something to fuck up on and show me a fail. Show me your fails, please. Like, don't be this fucking good already. We just started this year.
You can't keep doing the show if you guys are too good.
Yeah, we've got years left to go. But other than that, hopefully we'll be back soon. And I appreciate you guys all jumping on and again support the project that Paz was talking about. As someone who has his own share of mental health issues for many, many, many years, I 100% agree that it should not be a taboo subject. And so as much support as you guys can give, an outlet like that, please do. Other than that, we will catch you guys next time.
Thank you, Z. Thank you. All right. And then to me, yeah, big, massive thank you guys for showing up. Thank you to everybody on stream, Z, Julio, and Brian. And then thank you to everybody who watched us today. It was really, really fun show. Really, really good builds this time around. And then thank you, Robert, for reminding me. So the core Gundam build off, so the CritiQual build off, very core. It wraps up. The deadline is next Friday, the 15th. If you guys have been building this, or if you guys have any core builds that you have built in the past that you guys feel free to submit it. We have all of these prizes that we want to give to you. So let us give them to you. Like I said, tools, airbrushes, a perfect grade, and more that I haven't even said here yet. So please, and more. So if you guys have the time, there's still a little bit of time left. As long as you're able to submit it by the 15th. There's literally no cost in you guys entering.
Yeah.
And then
I'm just spitballing here, but I know there's a number of people who haven't finished their core. And if we'll talk about it after this, but maybe we'll ask you guys to still submit, and I'll figure out like a unfinished or a concept prize for the people who were not able to finish their core build off.
Yeah.
We'd love to see the progress of how far you guys have come.
Yeah, definitely. I think that might be a good idea. Let's talk about that. But yeah, so and then secondly, like I said, check out the Silver Wheel Project for all of their merch and see if you guys can enter your build into that art book. And then finally, yesterday we released episode 6 of Built Sideways. The feedback and the reception to that episode has been fucking awesome, man. So overwhelming. Thank you for letting us talk about such a serious issue like mental health and and egos and the Cloud versus Croft thing in our own kind of stupid way.
80s montage, baby.
It was definitely I feel like it was something that not a lot of people talk about enough, and something that people kind of brush over. But the fact that we made it into a main topic and people talked about it, and people were thankful that we did talk about it is a great thing. So if you guys haven't listened to it yet, episode 6, it is available on all of the podcast platforms that you guys listen to. It's pretty much everywhere at this point. Thank you for making Built Sideways one of the top 100 hobby topic podcasts in the US. Also, big thank you for Australia, apparently, for making us the 28th most popular hobby podcast. So that was a wild thing to kind of hear. And then finally, hopefully, we'll do another one of these very soon. Critical Builds is obviously one of our first babies, and we want to keep it up. And then hopefully we see more of the core build off submissions, and we can start giving prizes or talk about giving prizes out in a future episode. Thank you guys for watching. We will see you on the next one. Hopefully the wait won't be as long between episodes. Take it easy. And yeah, we'll catch you probably Tuesday, would you say, Brian?
Yes, you're most certainly correct.
All right.
Tuesday.
Gunpla Paul was here the whole time.
What?
You
But-
son of a...
yes, thank you guys. We'll see you guys next time. Peace and build something
Good
cool.
time.
Later.